I'd like to introduce you to some folks who are going to come and join me here on the chancel steps. Some folks that you may not know yet, but I hope you will soon through today. Our emphasis today in the third week of our 4-week generosity study is on generous community. And come on up. Everyone gets a microphone today. How about that? And to help talk about this, I would like you to meet 3 of our newer members. There are a lot of folks who've been coming to Wilshire in the past few years and finding community here. And this is Paul Latham to my right, and Amanda Mintz, and Lindsay Brule, all who've come here within the last 2 years or so, I believe, have found their way to Wilshire. And so I'd like to ask each of you just to take a moment and talk about 2 things, if you would. How did you get here? How did you find us? And how are you finding community here? We can just go down the line.
Well, how you found us is, or how we found you is, we were actually recommended by a former minister to join. And how we found community is really easy for us. For Patty and I, it was the Court of 3 Sunday school class. So Pam Haley took my wife under her wing when she first showed up, and we felt like we belonged from the day we walked in. I was talking to Charles Yarborough the other night and was commenting on the fact that we're coming up on our 6-month anniversary of joining, and he said, "Wow, it sure seems like you've been here a lot longer than that." And that's exactly the point. We felt like we belonged, like we had always been here. It didn't feel new. We just felt comfortable the day we walked in. And that Sunday school class has been a big part of our pleasure here.
And you're also involved in some other areas as strategic planning, maybe?
I'm on the risk committee, but we haven't met yet.
Okay. Must not be very risky yet.
Yeah, it's very safe right now.
Feel safe, yeah. Indeed. Very good.
It's still the first season for us. We haven't been through Advent here yet or all that, so everything is new. But we're really looking forward to seeing it.
Thank you so much. Amanda?
So sorry, I'm so loud. I had been living in Dallas for about a year before I found Wilshire, and I was kind of at a place where my heart was a little bit hardened towards the church in general, and I didn't know if it was a place for me. And fortunately, I had a run-in with an old friend from college, Luke Wilson, who I don't think is here today. But Luke invited me to come check out Wilshire and to come to Ithaca on a Sunday morning, and I came once, and then went to lunch with all of them, and then went to trivia with them that night, and then I never went anywhere else after that, after a year. So that group of people, I'm looking at them, maybe not so I don't cry, but they've been really, really instrumental to my life. The past year, I think this is the first place that I felt like the things that burdened me were also a burden to other people, and this was a place where I was able to wrestle with a lot of the doubts and questions that I had about what it meant to be a person of faith in our age and in our year. And just the community of knowing that whether I'm not in a good place or I need to withdraw or I'm not my best self or whatever that might look like, they've given me such a place where I know that I belong and I'm always going to be loved and known and welcome. And that is such an overwhelmingly generous gift. So I'm very, very grateful for that group.
Beautiful. That's really beautiful indeed. I have to tell you how I first met Lindsay and her family. It was 8:30 service on Sunday morning, and all 4 of them came walking right down this aisle straight for me and said, Lindsay stuck her hand and said, "I heard you speak at SMU, and you said Wilshire is a church that welcomes all people, and we've come to see if that's true." Yeah.
Yes, I heard Mark at the Moxie Matters tour, and it had been a long, dark journey for 2 years. And when he spoke, I was like, I need this to be true. And it was just that moment. You felt like it could be shifting and changing. And I got here, and it was everything and more. If I tried to tell you all the ways I found community, I'd be here all day. It has been just a wild ride, and I haven't even been here a year yet. Next week, 1 year. But we were in the perennial class. I blog now, so I've talked a lot about what I found here. So if you want to hear more, I do that there. And gosh, we didn't even have to think about anything. The minute we got up, when service was over, George was there, got me over to Mark, then to Debbie, got us to the Welcome Wilshire, or Wilshire Welcome, I don't remember, but it's great. We joined the second visit because I'm like, yeah. I just so excited to you light me up so I can go back out there, and I can't believe I'm talking in public. This isn't what I do. So thank you.
So Lindsay does write for our Wilshire Facebook blog, and this week she wrote a post that gives, I don't know, 24 things that have changed in her since coming to Wilshire. And it's a remarkable story, not only of her, but a family that's found welcome here. And so what we want to say to everyone is thank you for creating space for generous community here, for so many people who are finding a place among us, and many others could be sitting up here telling this story with variations on it. But we're very grateful for each of you. Thank you for sharing your story with us today.